Okay, it's time to review my favorite album, probably of all time, um, The Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness by Smashing Pumpkins. Um, I owned numerous CD versions of this album. I brought this album along when I traveled. I've listened to it before I was falling asleep many times, especially the second disc or the fourth disc on this one, since there's four LPs. This box set, whether you buy the vinyl or the CD version, you're probably pretty pleased if you're a fan because it pretty much enhances the album in exactly the way that you want. I mean, you have all the great songs on this album and this great packaging, and you got super big printed lyrics like a songbook, so you can bring out your acoustic by the campfire and play them to your friends and stuff, and annoy the shit out of them. And you can check out Billy's initial drawings that led to the artwork in the album, which I've always thought was really cool, and it's fun to see what a enigma brain he is that he's actually thought out the themes for it as well, of course, even though he hasn't done the finalizing of the artwork. He has had the ideas for it. And some of it is really cool. You've seen it. You get it in bigger proportions, which is cool. Um, that is pretty much the most things you get most gratification of from this box is these booklets. See if there's something else I can show here. Here are the guys playing in the video for Tonight Tonight classic video. Here's the sun. So there are some pictures that didn't make the booklet also. Pretty cool. Pretty strange too, but yeah, if you like the Beatles, you'll like this one. This one as well. I don't know if this wasn't originally in the original one. There's really in depth of every song on the album. Comments by Billy. Some of them are great, and some of them makes you a bit disappointed because you disagree with him, of course, with some songs and some of your favorites he might not like as much, and what have you. One of the funniest things is that uh, he doesn't really diss any of the songs. I mean, you can see the significance in them, but he didn't really see how strong of a song Tonight Tonight was when he did it initially, so which I think is probably their best song ever. Kind of evergreen song, like really classic song. Um, you get this really cool packaging on the vinyl as well. You get the artwork from the CD casing or vinyl on the actual vinyl covers, which is really cool. Um, there's been some complaints about how they sound and um, on this pressing. I haven't noticed anything. I think they sound good. Um, but some audiophiles have complained. If you're gonna buy one version of the reissues of this album, I suggest you buy this one. It's limited and it's the coolest one basically, packaging wise. Some of the things that you don't get in this edition is if you buy the CD edition of this box, you get bonus tracks and you get a show as well. But you can get that show on YouTube, so it's not that important paying that much money for. And if you want the bonus tracks, I mean, you can go on iTunes and buy the ones you want. So I'd say buy this over that one because this is much more limited as well, and you probably get more for it if you sell it later. but don't sell it because it's too cool to sell, I'd say. Yeah, that was a little bite about the actual packaging. This album, it has so many layers, and it is so worthwhile in many ways for me. It is challenging um, for many. Some people won't get it. Some people will hold Siamese Dream over this one. I think if I have to choose, I hold this one over Siamese Dream, but I think they are pretty much awesome albums, both of them. Um, they are both classics in my book, and they both get A grade from me. They're good in different ways. Um, this album is, I mean, it's the only album really that competes with OK Computer in the '90s and Nevermind. I mean, those three albums probably the best guitar-driven albums of the '90s, along with Siamese Dream and the Bends. When it comes to alternative rock, and I mean, it's easy to get nostalgic about this album, I guess, and of course it some of it has aged a bit, but some of it is totally timeless. I mean, if you put on a song like Porcelain of the Vast Oceans, it's totally original, even with the Cheap Trick steel in the lyric, and um, Billy goes on about that song and claims there's something perfect about not fussing over anything too much, letting synchronicity be a teacher and a guide to the stars, which I totally agree with. The songs James wrote on this one are beautiful as well. Um, the song, Take Me Down, kind of introduced me to him and his vocals, and made me buy The Airplane Flies High later, and really appreciated his songwriting style, and also his solo album. Appreciate it a lot. Um, he, of course, those guys don't get along nowadays. Can pretty much understand why. I mean, Bill is kind of on his bad days, he can probably be pretty much a megalomaniac and a controlling guy, and James is kind of a lazy guy, so I guess they don't really go well together. But they are great musicians, both of them. And, of course, it doesn't take anything away from Billy with this work that James is no longer in the band. He shouldn't take that so seriously. Like, he's had some interview like what I gotta do and stuff like that. And I think he's been too hard on himself, basically. I mean, this is probably my favorite album ever. So I strongly recommend you to buy this, and maybe I should end this review like that, like gracefully, since my mom is uh, yawning here beside me right now. Right, Mom?